Blue Lock! Nigeria, you disappointing bums. I had faith in you guys. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I ever believed you guys were going to beat Blue Lock. That's not the case. But I thought you would put up a fight. Like, what is this, bro? Let's look at this team of bums. Agbim, trash. Aboabona, trash. Both goals have been on him, I'm pretty sure. Epco, has he even had a panel? Who is that? Momodu, trash. Like, come on, can we be serious? Kaita, trash. Sadiq, Ezekiel, trash. Umaru, garbage. And then we get to the people that are actually like known, I guess. Bello, straight garbage. Kuso, he's only good for glazing Blue Lock. He gave everyone their own nickname, glazing in his head how good these players are. We can't react on all of it. He's not communicating any of this to his team, by the way. Kuso, you have disappointed me as the attacking midfielder. Garbage. You wouldn't even be top 10 in the Blue Lock rankings. Onazi, the Mr. I am here, All Might, Superman. Garbage. You wouldn't be a top 5 striker in Blue Lock. He's not better than Burū. He's not better than Rin. He's not better than Isagi. He's not better than Shido. He's not better than Kunigami. I'm not moved by Onazi. We gave this guy 2 flashback/backstories. He had his moment. I'll surpass you. And then Gagamaru pulled up saying, yo, a puny shot like this would never go in. Like, wow, these boys suck. This Japanese team has Reo, Bachida, Nico, Aryu looking unstoppable. And like the big dogs ain't even getting involved. Isagi's been chill, bro. Isagi's been chilling. Rin has been chilling. Burū's on the bench. Shido's on the bench. Kunigami's on the bench. Like, we got heavy hitters that aren't even involved yet. And Nigeria are struggling against the go out and enjoy yourself crew. After Kuso gets done glazing Isagi, Karasu, and Aiku, look at the nicknames he gives to everybody in Blue Lock. When talking about Bachida and Chigiri, he says they are the 2 spears of unfettered imagination and explosive speed. He calls Renatoshi the unpredictable destructive genius. He calls Reo the imitative artisan. Hiyori the cool-headed left-footed passer. We got Aryu finally at the back line are the 2 contrasting elite defenders who couldn't be more unlike each other. But the one holding together this hodgepodge of circus freaks is undeniably Yoichi Isagi. Kuso, do you have a Japanese passport? You are not getting paid to glaze them like this. You are not a Japanese national. Help the team. Does anyone on this Nigeria team even have Metavision? Have you guys gotten to that stage yet? You unlocked that yet? Because it's not looking like anyone has Metavision. Now maybe later down the line in this game through an awakening, I can see Kuso awakening Metavision. But let's speed past these boys because I now understand Kaneshiro's intentions. I did for a few weeks. This is clearly the results of our training game. This is the game to just demonstrate how much Blue Lock has grown. And unfortunately, my brothers have been the ones that are sacrificed. Going into half time right now, the score is 2-0. And to be very honest, if Blue Lock was given their 100% absolute hardest, what would the score be looking like? Like, imagine Renatoshi in destroyer mode right now. Imagine Isagi Blanco, where he's all white. Like, we would be winning like 6-7-0. 6-7, Jesus Christ. And like, oh my god. And the problem with this is because my boy Burū is not playing. So I was like, okay, I'ma hate watch Japan. I understand they're gonna beat Nigeria, but like, let's have Nigeria deal them a couple blows. They can't even do that. They've gone into halftime without scoring. Gagamaru's looking at their only good player, Onazi, like a bum. And what hurts about Blue Lock just battering this team is that clearly Burū's not playing this match because he's not needed. He's genuinely not needed. Like, Blue Lock are going to use Burū when they're in a tight spot, and Nigeria just not at the level where they can ever put Blue Lock into a tight spot. So for my Burū fans, look to the next game. France, England, whenever, right? Shido fans, you're in the same boat. We are together. Kunigami fans, I don't know when he's ever gonna play. I'm gonna be real with you, right? Because like when we look at the striker position, you know, Kunigami's a striker, he's never gonna start over Isagi and Ren. And let's say miraculously, for some reason, Isagi and Ren don't start. He's still not next in line because he's not even close to the caliber of striker that Shido or Burū is. So like the top 4 positions is locked off. He can't get in at striker. And we saw during the PXG match that, okay, Kunigami can play CDM. So maybe if he can't get in at striker, let's get him in at CDM. He's never getting in over Reo, he's never getting in over Karasu. But let's say for whatever reason, one of these 2 guys don't start. He's still not a better CDM than my boy Yoichi. So Kunigami's in a weird limbo spot where like he doesn't really have a place in the team full of monsters where there's always somebody that's better at his job than he is. So Kunigami fans, you guys are in the mud. Burū and Shido fans is not as dark as it is for Kunigami fans. You know, one thing that I actually can say I'm very happy with when it comes to this Nigeria game? I low-key do like that BLUELOCK are slapping Nigeria, because the whole 3-2 gimmick, 5-4 gimmick, all these close games, I was like, I want to see a crushing defeat. I did ask for that, I do remember. I want to see a crushing defeat. Like, at the end of the day, someone will lose and they'll learn a lesson from it and then they'll come back stronger later in the future. Sometimes some boys just gotta get whooped. Like, that's just it. You gave it your best and you still wasn't good enough. Like back in the World 5 game where they played and they scored the first goal and it was all well and dandy, and then the World 5 really locked in and gave them straight belt. And I'm glad that we've been freed from the shackles of the Neo-Egoist League 3-goal rule. So we could really see BLUELOCK like just straight belt Nigeria. We could see 7-0. Maybe Kaneshiro might give Nigeria a pity goal. Cool, we can see 7-1. We can see that, but like, this will never be a close game. I don't care what kind of realization they have at halftime. It's not a thing. I also do hope that we are still doing like values, like the whole value system. I hope that was not just a Neo-Egoist League thing, because right now Isagi's worth 240 million, Ren is worth 240 million. I'd be very interested to know, what is Onazi worth? What is Kuso worth? Because if you're telling me Onazi's worth like 100 million, stop fucking playing. Like, what's Kuso worth? I need to know these values. I want to know what Bunny is worth. Since he plays on the first team, he's scoring in Copa del Rey finals. What is Sayatoshi worth? Like, that would be so cool to me, especially since Isagi ended up being the victor over Kaiser throughout the Neo-Egoist League, but from the perspective of the actual world, like Isagi said, they still see Kaiser as more valuable because he's worth 400 million and Isagi's only worth 240 million. So it'd be really cool if we see BLUELOCK Japan play against Germany and we beat them. Let's say Isagi scores 2 goals, scores a hat-trick or whatever he does, and then his value finally goes over Kaiser's, where the world now sees him as a better striker than Kaiser. You know what else would be a really cool idea? Is if during this arc, or maybe at the end of this arc, we get a restructuring of the new Gen 11 under 20s, because it was probably decided at like the start of the season, so that's like 2018 summer. Right now, I'm pretty sure BLUELOCK is in like spring 2019, maybe a little bit further. I can't really remember the exact timeline, but like, we've seen, for example, in the Neo-Egoist League, Isagi outperformed Kaiser in 3 out of 4 games. Ren right now is better than Kaiser. Like, Ren is a new Gen 11 player. Like he's that caliber. So is Isagi. So it's like, how long are we gonna just have these guys steamrolling teams, playing amazing, having this explosive growth, but they're not considered in the next generation of players under 20, you know? Because Japan as a whole is just looking to be the new generation, because even with like this stacked team that we have for our starting 11 in comparison to other under 20s teams, I don't know how many other teams are going to have a bench as stacked as BLUELOCK has. Because I feel like a lot of people don't really think about this much, but a lot of the BLUELOCK players that were playing in the teams for the Neo-Egoist League was because they beat out the starters of that team. So like, Karasu was better than the actual PXG under 20s players. Like, even players like Yoichi was better than the CDM for BM, I can't even remember his name. Like, if I looked at it and put Yuki Miya in that Nigeria team, he would be a top 2, top 3 player in that team. And like, Yuki Miya's not sniffing the starting lineup. That's the level of depth that BLUELOCK have on their bench. We have players like Otoya, he was a top 10 player in the Neo Egoist League. We still got Nagi, who's gonna come back with his awakening, whatever, how good he is. We know he's a genius, so he might just have an explosive awakening and catch back up to the rest of the cast, or even leapfrog them. We know for the games after the group stage, Sayatoshi's gonna be here. Like, that's another New Gen 11 player that's not even part of our current starting lineup that is already so stacked. Like, BLUELOCK is the next generation, and we need to restructure the New Gen 11. Get Rin in there, take some people out if you have to. Listen, I'm ready for Loki. I'm ready for Charles. I'm ready for whatever New Gen 11 France also have, since France is the whole place of young talent. Show me. Is BLUELOCK gonna get this belt? I get Loki is a world-class player, but like, BLUELOCK might surprise us. That's not me saying BLUELOCK is gonna win, but like, it might be a closer game than we realize. But at the same time, Charles may turn into a demon, where like, we saw how like oppressive Charles was in the PXG match, and that's him linking up with Rin and linking up with Shido. Now he gets to link up with a striker on the caliber of Loki, who is a threat to Noah and is like one of the best strikers in the world. We got a lot to look out for, especially if they also have a New Gen 11 alongside that. But hey, I'm ready for France. Nigeria, you were fun for the 5 or 6 chapters, however long this game has been. You're cooked. Let's move on. I don't need to know what else you have to show me. It's time to move on. Bring me France when the Under-20s World Cup actually begins. Let me know you guys' thoughts on Nigeria, the arc so far, and where you think things are gonna go. Drop a comment, drop a like, drop a sub. Peace.